Have you ever gone to a psychic and been told something like, oh, you'll meet your soulmate in 6 months, or you're going to get that job you're looking for, or yes, you're going to move to Pennsylvania, or whatever the thing is. And then it doesn't happen. Why is that? I'm Jill Lee, founder and director of the Energy Healing Institute. And if you'd like to learn more about energy, consciousness, clairvoyance, channeling, how to work with your own energy, or perhaps to be a practitioner and open a client practice or launch energy healing in your existing client practice, head to energyhealinginstitute.org and check out all the resources that are there. Why don't these psychic predictions come true? What is that all about anyway? Is the psychic a lunatic? Did you throw good money after bad? What's the deal? Well, it's actually a bigger thing than you might think. When someone is giving a psychic reading, they're actually referencing probabilities that they're picking up in your energy field. So you may have the probability, the possibility, a sort of blinking light that the psychic is honing in on in your energy field that says, soulmate, soulmate, great job, Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania. But it's just a probability. It is not an actuality. Does that mean you should never go to a psychic? I don't have that answer. You have that answer, and I trust you with it. But what it does mean is that you need to understand that just because a probability is active in your field right now does not mean it is going to actualize. I used to tell people who would come to client sessions in Boston when I had my giant healing center there. I would tell them, they would say, oh, I went to a psychic, and they said so-and-so. And I would say, okay, so here's the thing. That may happen. And if it does, awesome. Or that may not happen. And if it doesn't, awesome. If it was a bad thing, right? But the probability that the psychic read in that moment could have deactivated the moment you left the psychic's office. For example, let's say that you leave the office and you normally would go right to get to your car, to get back in your car and go home. But today, you know there's a sale at that store over there on the left. And so instead of taking that right, you take that left and you go that way. And you go to the store and you buy whatever it is that's on sale, and you loop around back to your car to go home. That could shift your probabilities. Now, it doesn't mean your soulmate was on the right and you went left and therefore you missed them. Doesn't mean that. But what it does mean is that your energy is in motion all the time. And you may be activating an energy in one moment that deactivates in the next. The really interesting thing about this is that energy coalesces around something called assemblage points. If you read any of Carlos Castaneda's books, he talks about one assemblage point. When I learned about assemblage points, I learned about 6 assemblage points that are probabilities for any given situation or scenario. So let's take the soulmate idea. When I went to the psychic, one of those 6 probabilities might have been activated when I said, am I going to find my soulmate? I really like that. I want a soulmate. Energy coalesces around that probability. As you leave and you think about the sale and you think about how great it's going to be to have that thing that you're going to buy there for 30% off, it's very possible that that soulmate probability has shut down and another one has activated that is more coherent with your energy at the time. So the soulmate is supposed to be there in 6 months, right? And so you put it on your calendar 6 months. And then the day comes and there's no soulmate. And so it's tempting to get mad at the psychic and say, well, they didn't know what they were talking about and they were wrong and they're no good. But that's not really the thing. The thing is to understand that you can get information like that, and to actualize it, you may have to take some actions between now and 6 months from now to get that move to Philadelphia, or get that job that you really want, or find the soulmate that you think you'd like to have. So it could mean dating sites, spiffing up your resume, looking for jobs in Pennsylvania. In a certain way, you have to think of that little flame of whatever it is that you would like to have happen being something that you are feeding continuously with your intention and your energy. It doesn't guarantee you the job or the relocation or the soulmate, but it flows energy towards what you want to create. I hope that's helpful to your thinking so that you can understand a little bit more about what a psychic prediction really is and what your role is in actualizing that potentiality.